It started off great. You were texting every day. The vibe was there. The laughs. The little inside jokes. The flirty energy. She even said she liked talking to you. Then it faded. Her replies got slower. Drier. You felt like you were talking to a different person. Until eventually, she just disappeared. Here's the truth. Women don't lose interest because of one big mistake. They lose interest because of 1,000 small ones. Most of them were made over text. Texting is where most guys unconsciously kill attraction, not because they're bad texters, but because they don't understand how women feel tension, desire, and curiosity. So let's break it down. 1. You text like a checklist. How's your day? What are you up to? Did you sleep well? Sure, you mean well. But these are questions she's seen from 100 other guys. It's not that they're bad questions. They're just empty. They feel like something you send because you're supposed to, not because there's any real personality or spark behind them. And when everything feels scripted, she doesn't feel you. She feels like she's filling out a survey. What keeps a woman engaged isn't politeness. It's playfulness. A little curiosity. A little friction. A vibe that makes her pause and smile at her screen because you're not like everyone else. Instead of asking how her day was, why not guess something ridiculous about it? Instead of a plain, good morning, why not say something that makes her laugh? The goal is to break the autopilot, not sound like a receptionist. 2. You respond instantly every time. Now look, fast replies sometimes are fine, but if you're always the one glued to the conversation, she's going to feel like you have nothing else going on. Not because she's judging you, but because people pick up on patterns without realizing it. If she sends, hey, and you respond in 2 seconds every single time, it subtly tells her, you're waiting. And when someone always feels available, it's human nature to take them for granted. This doesn't mean you need to play games or wait 3 hours to reply, but don't shape your day around your phone. Let her feel that your life is full, that your attention has value. Because when your time feels valuable, your presence becomes attractive. 3. You share too much too early. Being open is good, but too much too soon, that creates pressure. Guys think vulnerability builds trust, and it can. But if you start unloading personal stories and emotions before any real bond exists, you're not bonding. You're just hoping she'll accept you. That kind of emotional oversharing often comes off as seeking approval. Instead, let her earn that side of you. Let her be curious about who you are, instead of handing everything over up front. The most powerful connections grow organically, not through forced vulnerability. 4. You send walls of text. You ever scroll up and realize your last 5 texts were paragraphs, and her replies were just, haha and yeah? Exactly. It's not that she's rude. It's that you left her no room to engage. When you fill every silence with another sentence, she doesn't feel the pull to respond. She just receives. Conversations are like tennis. If you're serving the ball non-stop without letting her swing back, she'll stop playing. So trim it down. Say less. Let silence do some of the heavy lifting. It creates tension. And tension is what keeps her invested. 5. You never create romantic energy. You're polite, you're respectful, you're safe. But here's the problem. Safe doesn't create spark. When a woman doesn't feel flirted with, teased, challenged, pursued, she starts filing you under neutral. And once you're there, it's almost impossible to crawl back into attractive. The truth is, attraction lives in emotional contrast. It lives in tension, in polarity. And if you're always walking on eggshells trying not to offend or misstep, you'll never say anything that makes her heart skip. Don't be afraid to playfully challenge her. Make little assumptions. Tease her taste in music. Flirt with intention, not as a tactic, but as a reflection of confidence. If you're too scared to show desire, she'll never feel desired. 6. You overtext in the beginning. This one's big. When guys feel early momentum, they get too excited too fast. They text every day, every hour. Always the first to message, always initiating. And while it comes from genuine interest, it also starts to feel one-sided, like she's being pursued without having to give anything in return. That imbalance eventually makes her pull away. Not out of cruelty, but because she's not feeling the same emotional investment. And now it feels awkward. Instead, slow down. Let her come toward you too. Let her miss you. Let silence build anticipation instead of panic. That space, that pause between replies, that's where curiosity lives. 7. Your texts feel like they're seeking permission. This one's subtle, but deadly. You message like you're asking, "Is it okay if I keep talking to you? Do you still like me? Are you still interested?" It's not always the words, it's the energy. You wait for her to reply before you feel good. You double text when she doesn't respond. You read into every pause like it's a crisis. This isn't confidence. This is neediness wrapped in politeness. A confident man doesn't need a text back to feel secure. He keeps moving. He lets her come back on her own. And ironically, that makes her want to reply even more. Because she's not being chased, she's being drawn in. 8. You text to feel reassured, not to build a bond. Let's be honest here. A lot of guys don't even enjoy texting. They're doing it just to feel close. Just to get a hit of attention. Just to feel like things are okay between them. That's not connecting. That's managing anxiety. If your texts come from a place of, "I need her to reply so I feel secure," then even the most harmless messages carry a needy tone. It's not about being cool or playing hard to get. It's about being grounded. When you text because you want to, not because you need something from her, she feels that calm confidence. You stop being the guy who clings and start being the guy who chooses. So if you're wondering why she fades, why the energy dies out, why it starts exciting and ends in confusion, it's probably not because you're unattractive or because she was never serious. It's because your energy through text didn't create the emotional experience she was subconsciously looking for. Start showing personality. Back off when you feel the urge to chase. Text like a man who values himself, not one who's desperate for attention. Drop a comment. Which texting habit are you cutting out starting today? And don't forget, I don't teach you how to win women. I teach you how to become the kind of man they can't ignore. Hit subscribe. Let's level up.